grant business, grant updates. I'm excited to formally tell you all that we applied for another grant. It's called the Play On Initiative. It's I told you a little bit about it last month. It's through Game Time and Cunningham Recreation, who's a playground company basically. We were awarded the grant. What that does is have one or two pieces, like big structures that we purchased by the end of this year, they match 100%. We can use funding that we've already earmarked in our LPRF grant that we was awarded for playground improvements to purchase this. So it's not going to cost the city any extra. All it's going to do is get us extra playground equipment. And I've got I'll be sending you, Jeff, some information about it, press release type, just telling you what it's about. But what it does is turns us into a national demonstration site for playgrounds. And we'll have a sign that's got a little QR code that people can scan and take a quick survey when they're at the park. That tells, and it's an anonymous, but it just gives you some data on how often it's being used, who's using it, how much it's being used, how they like it, and it'll help we get reports every so often about how many people's actually using this playground. The playground itself is designed to meet certain specifications for child development, and, how important play is in development. So the design of the playground is based off of scientific data and research, what type of components meet certain things.
So will they help you with designing?
They have. They helped design the design that I used for the application. They helped me pick out. And I was like, Aaron, I want to check all these boxes. I should probably send you all a picture of what we've designed. And actually, if you go on the Tennessee Recreation and Parks Association page, they announced it a week or so ago, all the cities that were awarded this. And for some reason, ours was the only one that had the design in the post, but it's really, really neat. It's something very unique. The other big structures that we have in the park, there's one beside the Caterpillar, there's one up near the flagpole, and there's one up behind field 2 that's old as can be, that will get replaced eventually. But they all have the same components. They got a slide, they got monkey bar type climbing, they got a tube to crawl in. So those boxes were checked. So I went a different route and wanted something that's unique and different than what we've already got. It's got more of these net type structures that you see now. It's more climbable, more they're cable. They're steel cables coated in something. But it climbs up to like an observation deck, and it still has a big slide. We get new swings because the swings we have are well out of compliance. Yes, they're like 15 foot tall, and the maximum height now for national playground safety standards, I believe, is 8, no more than 10 feet high. So that whole main playground area is going to get transformed. It's going to be really nice, and we'll have paved pathways to it from the parking lots, ADA accessible pathways. And then once we get that, we'll start just kind of piecing other components and building up around it.
When do you hope to get started on like getting the first piece in?
Well, we've got to have it purchased by the end of this calendar year. So by December 31st, we'll have our equipment purchased. And it'll probably get installed sometime this winter, but hopefully by spring of next year, we'll have a new playground. That's my hope. Now, things oftentimes take longer than we expect, but that's kind of our plan right now. With the LPRF grant, that's building the concession stand and the bathrooms and the playground. I've been meeting with the architect who's got to do the designs of the bathrooms. In the last week, I got preliminary floor plans for the layout of the concession stand and the bathrooms associated with it, and the bathroom building that's going to go up near the stage. I've got preliminary floor plans for that. So this week I'll go up and kind of stake off and just eyeball, make sure it's going to fit. And the bathroom building up there doesn't concern me, but the concession stand, it's got to fit just right. It's in a tight little narrow alleyway between two boxes, so we got to have enough room to get around it in a paved path, and not be too close to the outfield fences of either field on either side. Things are moving on that. But I don't have a timeline, but we're still a few months out from probably finalizing the plans and being ready to go out for construction bids. The survey that we've had done to work on all these things has been completed. I've not received my copy yet, but Joe has, our civil engineer. So he's kind of been working on site plans and grading plans to widen that road and pave it, build that sidewalk that we wanted to do. Been working on the pickleball courts and trying to resurface it. Handicap parking spaces we're going to have to build for certain aspects in certain areas. We might just have to restripe in certain areas for a couple of others, because everything we do has to be handicap accessible from the parking lots. We might have to designate new handicap spots to make their access easier to all these new facilities and amenities that we've got coming.